Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my vlog. On my last video, we took a trip from Cotonou to Ouidah and visited the Python Temple and the sacred forest of Tasse. Today, we'll be visiting some remarkable historical sites in Ouidah. Stay with me as I take you through this tour. If you remember from the last video, we attempted to go into the Zinsou Foundation Museum, but then it was locked at the time and we just decided to quickly grab some lunch and then head back. So right now we're heading back to the Zinsou Foundation to check that place out because not much is being said about the place. They had just opened and there was someone to take us in, the security man. Thankfully, my friend Anissa was still here with me because there's no way this guy would have understood anything I said in English. A lot about my church. We have very colorful masquerades. Back in my hometown, we have lots of colorful masquerades, and I noticed that the masquerades that they have in Ouidah also have that same thing in common. I like the fact that there's a lot of lights inside here, natural light.
So this is as if they say that when you meet Azza, you can become rich, or it can give you a beautiful voice. That you use that voice to say.
Aziza.
Like something that you can, if you ask her,
She doesn't know how it came. So you know it's spiritual. Every single artwork you're going to see here was inspired by Aziza. So Aziza is the deity of inspiration, and inspiration could come and express itself in form of visual art or in form of music as well. People attribute every form of art or expression that they get to the deity called Aziza. This was the first ever commissioned church in Ouidah, the Basilica Church, and it was commissioned in 1909. We're just done with watching the display of artwork at the top floor, and now we're going to the ground floor to look at other art pieces.
I think we need that kind of that can travel and go far. I think it's part of voodoo.
Okay. My parents find out that I came here. They will disown. If my parents find out that I came here, they will disown me. I said, go to in Africa, and you went to a place where they have Satan. So I would just post. They also happen to have a small snack bar, so here you could grab some quick bites or some tea or coffee. Now, if you can't afford to buy the art pieces in the gallery, you could also shop for any of these books that are here. They have lots of book collections. Some are in English and some are in French. Overall, this was an interesting place to visit, and Layo made our stay very, very interesting. Layo also happens to have an Airbnb in Ouidah for those who are interested. So if you want to stay in Ouidah instead of staying in Cotonou to really explore this city, you could check out the link in my description box to Layo's Airbnb. Now we're off to the part of Ouidah called the point of no return. Surprisingly, on our way here, the roads were really, really bad, given that lots of tourists visit Ouidah on a yearly basis. I think it's very unfair that this part of Benin Republic is somewhat underdeveloped. I don't know if they're trying to preserve the buildings or they're trying to preserve the landscape to make it to keep looking like a village. Whatever it is, I feel like they should have put enough money to construct the roads. We almost got stuck here, like the bike almost fell at this point because the roads were really, really terrible. Now, most of the buildings you see here were built in the 19th century. Yes, a lot of buildings that are here were like the first concrete buildings that they had in Ouidah, and nothing has really changed. Not much has really changed. As you can see, the roads are filled with lots of sand, which means that we're getting close to where you have a water body. If you've done geography somewhat, you know that where there's lots of sand, there's definitely going to be lots of water nearby. As we got to this bridge, this is the bridge under construction that leads to the point of no return. And by the time you get here in 2023 or 2024, I believe this road should have been done. I believe.
This is where they make salt.
Anyways, all you see here is brackish water. So brackish water is separation between salt and fresh water. So the people of Ouidah, at this part of Ouidah, what they do is that they make salt from this brackish water. So if you look very closely, you see lots of thatch houses where salt processing goes on. They also catch a lot of fish in this area. So if you're looking to buy some fresh fish or some naturally processed salt, this is the part of Ouidah to come to.
They want to build a resort.
Guys, we have finally reached the point of no return. On getting here, we found out that it was closed for construction. They were building something just very close to the point of no return. Apparently, they are doing some improvements here. And then we decided to just take a little walk around the beach and explore the terrain just to see what's going on around here. There was no notice that this place was going to be closed, obviously.
Musée Vaudon. Musée Vaudon à Ouidah.
During the period of slave trade, the slaves will be brought all the way from the merged French colonies to the point of no return, and that is where they would leave the continent for the shores of Europe, the Americas, West Indies, etc., etc., to the rest of the world, and there was no coming back from there. It was really sad that we came all the way. After driving for several minutes, we got up here and this place was shut down. Am I the only one who thinks it is weird taking pictures beside or in the middle of that monument? My first attempt to trying coconut water was a few months before this trip at Mafushi in Maldives. Guys, the difference is too clear. It's just too clear. The coconut water in West Africa is definitely addictive. Once you try it, you can't, anytime you see coconut water, you want to buy. I'm just telling you this in case it comes as a surprise to you. As at the time I visited here, each coconut costs between 100 and 150 francs. We had exceeded our budget spend and we decided to head back because broke people don't have any other thing that they are doing in somebody else's town. So I decided to just, look around and take a video of. You could see that there are lots of coconut trees that were planted here to mark lands. And also you would notice some nice resorts that were built very close to the beach. So all these things you're seeing with red and blue houses are all resorts.
Hotel Diaspora.
Benin Republic was colonized by the French, and the French people used to use this house to store slaves, pending when a buyer comes to buy them off. And most times they would keep them there without food, without water, and most of them would fall sick and die. Sometimes they would even be buried alive. Now we have come to the end of our trip to Ouidah, and these were the places we visited. So we visited the Python Temple, the Sacred Forest of Passer, the Zinsou Foundation Museum. We went through the slave route to the point of no return, and it was closed. We also could have gone to Memorial Zomachi, but it was also closed due to reconstruction. And now we're heading out. These are all interesting places that you get to see when you visit Ouidah. Don't also forget to visit the church. We didn't get the chance to go there because of time and interest, of course. Will you be visiting Ouidah, or is it a hard pass for you? Whatever decision you make, I believe is up to you really, but I would highly recommend that you visit the historical city of Ouidah. So let me know what you think about this video in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I would see you around in the next episode. Bye.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.